Suzuki just dropped the 2026 Jimny, and everyone's asking the wrong question. They're asking what's new, when they should be asking what's going to break your wallet? In 20 years of wrenching on off-roaders, I've seen this play before. The manufacturer adds fancy tech, jacks up the price 14%, that's $2,000 more in Japan alone, and nobody talks about the mechanical issue that's been destroying CV joints since 2018. Stick around, because I'm going to show you the one mistake that turns a $30,000 adventure rig into a $1,500 repair bill. And it's not what you think. Here's what Suzuki actually changed. They finally added Level 2 driver assistance, automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning, adaptive cruise on the automatics. The base model now gets a 7-inch touchscreen instead of that ancient CD player. Higher trims jump to 9 inches with CarPlay and Android Auto standard. That's the good news. The engine? Same 1.5-liter making 102 horsepower. Transmission? Still a 5-speed manual or that 4-speed automatic that feels like it's from 2008. The ladder frame, solid axles, part-time 4WD all unchanged. Now here's where it gets interesting. There's a mechanical reality about this vehicle that Suzuki buries in the owner's manual, and ignoring it leads to the most expensive repair I see on these rigs. We'll get there. But first, let me tell you what actually matters if you're shopping for one of these. Let's start with something dealers gloss over. The Jimny carries a 3-star Euro NCAP rating. That's not great, and here's why it matters to your wallet. In the offset crash test, the driver airbag didn't provide enough pressure. The test dummy's head made contact with the steering wheel. The door frame deformed significantly. One customer came in after a low-speed parking lot collision. Nothing crazy, maybe 15 miles per hour. The repair estimate? Over $4,500 because of how the unibody section crumpled. These aren't cheap to fix after impacts. The 2026 adds better tech, but the structure is identical. Know what you're buying. But if you think the safety rating is concerning, wait until you hear about the issue that's been plaguing these since day one. If you've driven a Jimny past 40,000 miles, you might already know about this. Owners call it the death wobble. You hit a bump around 50 miles per hour, and suddenly the steering wheel is shaking violently in your hands. The whole front end feels like it's coming apart. In my shop, we see this constantly. The primary culprit? Kingpin bearing wear. That bottom bearing takes abuse from water, mud, and grit. Suzuki's sealing isn't great in this area. The fix isn't cheap, you're looking at $400 to $800 depending on labor rates. But here's the thing. Heavy-duty waterproof grease applied preventively can extend bearing life significantly. That's a $40 service that saves hundreds. I've seen cases where owners drove on worn bearings for months, and by then you're replacing bushings, CV joints, and bearings. That's a $1,200 plus repair. Now here's one that most drivers never even think about. Rust kills more Jimnys than engine failure ever will. Suzuki's factory rust proofing is poor. I've seen structural corrosion develop in as little as 10 years, especially if you live near salt water or winter roads. The spots to watch: boot floor under the rear seatbelt anchors, chassis rails at the spring mounts. That's where structural failure becomes possible, and behind the front headlamps where water pools. One guy brought me his Jimny with 85,000 miles. Mechanically perfect. But the chassis rail was so corroded I could push a screwdriver through it. That vehicle was unsafe to drive. Total loss. Preventive fix? Wax oil the underside every 18 to 24 months. That's a $150 to $250 service that can add a decade to the vehicle's life. If you're buying used, get it on a lift and inspect those areas before you sign anything. If this straight talk is helping you make a smarter decision, hit that subscribe button. I've got more videos coming about off-roaders that dealerships don't want you to see. This is the one that fills my shop with expensive repairs. The Jimny runs a part-time 4WD system. You've got 2H for rear-wheel drive, 4H for high-range four-wheel, and 4L for low-range crawling. Here's what the manual says that most people ignore: there's no center differential. That means when you engage 4WD, the front and rear axles are locked together at the same speed. On dirt, sand, mud, no problem. The tires slip and everything's fine. But on pavement? On dry gravel? That binding force goes straight into your CV joints. I just had a Jimny last month. The owner loved driving it in 4H on his daily commute, just in case. The CV joint was destroyed at 35,000 miles. Here's the bad news. Suzuki only sells the complete CV joint and half-shaft assembly. That repair was $1,500 for parts alone. The fix is free. Only engage 4WD on loose surfaces. Treat that 4H button like it costs $50 every time you press it on pavement. Now, the number one thing you need to know before buying a 2026 Jimny. Suzuki bumped prices 13.6% in Japan to 309,000 yen, roughly $2,000. In Australia, the Jimny Light manual starts at 31,990 Australian dollars now. The top spec 5-door automatic hits $38,490 before on roads. What do you get for that money? The safety tech is legitimately useful. Automatic emergency braking could prevent the low-speed collision I mentioned earlier. Infotainment finally enters this decade. But here's what you don't get: any powertrain improvement. That 4-speed automatic still cruises at 3,500 revolutions per minute on the highway. Fuel economy is still 32 to 35 miles per gallon real world. The engine is still working hard at highway speeds. I'll tell you what I tell customers. If you're buying this as a daily driver for highway commuting, you're buying the wrong vehicle. This is a weekend warrior, a city runabout, a trail machine. Used that way? It's brilliant. Used wrong? You'll hate every minute. For $38,000, you're paying for off-road capability that destroys vehicles costing twice as much. That 49-degree departure angle beats the Wrangler. The 1,095 kilograms weight means you float over sand where heavier rigs sink. Know what it is? Buy it for that. You'll love it. Suzuki bumped prices 13.6% in Japan to 309,000 yen, roughly $2,000. In Australia, the Jimny Light manual starts at 31,990 Australian dollars now. The top spec 5-door automatic hits $38,490 before on roads. What do you get for that money? The safety tech is legitimately useful. Automatic emergency braking could prevent the low-speed collision I mentioned earlier. Infotainment finally enters this decade. But here's what you don't get: any powertrain improvement. That 4-speed automatic still cruises at 3,500 revolutions per minute on the highway. Fuel economy is still 32 to 35 miles per gallon real world. The engine is still working hard at highway speeds. I'll tell you what I tell customers. If you're buying this as a daily driver for highway commuting, you're buying the wrong vehicle. This is a weekend warrior, a city runabout, a trail machine. Used that way? It's brilliant. Used wrong? You'll hate every minute. For $38,000, you're paying for off-road capability that destroys vehicles costing twice as much. That 49-degree departure angle beats the Wrangler. The 1,095 kilograms weight means you float over sand where heavier rigs sink. Know what it is? Buy it for that. You'll love it. So here's your takeaway. The 2026 Jimny adds real value with the safety tech and infotainment upgrades. But the fundamentals haven't changed. Prevent rust, grease those kingpins, and never run 4WD on pavement unless you want a $1,500 CV joint bill. If you're considering something with more practicality and Toyota reliability, check out my video on the 7 reasons you should wait for the Toyota Hilux Champ. That one's getting interesting. Like, subscribe, share this with someone shopping for a Jimny. I'll see you in the next one.